Jeff Mauro here, co-host of Food Network's The Kitchen and Sandwich King. I am here making one of my favorite appetizers on the planet. It is toasted ravioli. So we got some bubbling oil about to go here. So we got a nice heavy bottom cast iron pan here, right? You want something really heavy that retains that heat. I got a candy thermometer in here and we're gonna turn it on to about medium, and we're gonna bring it up to 350. So while this is coming up to temperature, we're gonna start on our ravioli, starting with some Italian flat leaf parsley. This is just gonna be our garnish, so we can make this nice and minced, and you wanna bunch it up with your hands like this. Do you see what I'm doing? Without having to compact it too much to bruise it. But this way you got this contained little ball that's easier to chop and slice. Using that rocking motion of the knife, nice, very tight, close cuts, right? And now we can kind of quarter turn it and zip through it the other way. And now once we get a comfortable little pile here, we can go back and forth with the knife. Lovely. Swipe it off, and our garnish is good to go. All right, so let's set up our flour, egg, breadcrumb station, or what I like to call the Fed station. Flour first, then you dip it in the egg, and then the breadcrumb. You need something for the egg to kind of stick to, and that flour is the perfect coating for that ravioli. Then it goes into the egg, which we're gonna whisk up right now. So I got 3 eggs in here, crack them right in the bowl. And I do have a little garbage vessel right here, okay? I'm not just throwing them on my kitchen floor. I don't urge you to do the same. It's pretty rude, actually. So now we can whisk this up. Now whisking, right? Everybody thinks you need circular motion, a whisk. That's not efficient, okay? You want to go back and forth like this, like that. It's just the easiest way to whisk to make sure you don't get any of those streaks of egg white within the yolk. Easy breezy. Flour, egg, breadcrumb. We're going to hit a little seasoning into the Italian style breadcrumbs. What does that mean? These things come in the container. They're perfect. So you don't want anything too dense like a panko. You want that full coating, and that's great. And it's already got a ton of built-in flavor in there. Italian herbs and spices. We got our fresh ravioli, right? You can buy these frozen. You can coat these frozen. It's just hard to work with when they're frozen, so you want them to thaw out a little bit. You can go to your grocery store, and the refrigerated aisle has great selection of fresh, hand-rolled raviolis. These are cheese ravioli you're using here. You can use meat ravioli, but we're using standard regatta-filled, plain, fresh pasta-based ravioli into the flour. So you're gonna shake off the excess flour and then put in that egg, right? Let the excess drip off that. That's what you wanna do. And then you wanna put it right into those seasoned breadcrumbs. But what you want is full coverage, coating. Look at that, beautiful, see? Full coating of those Italian style breadcrumbs. And repeat, you could do a couple at a time. Fill that up, move it around a little bit. Shake off the excess, dip it in the egg, shake off the excess, dip it in the egg, right? You want to make sure you shake off all that excess flour. It's really important because it could start thickening up your whisked eggs here very quickly. So you don't want that excess flour in there. Give everything a little bit of a turn, gently. You can use giant raviolis for this. I like the mini ones. Why? Because I can literally eat a handful of them in one pot. Lovely, here we go. Into the seasoned breadcrumbs. Let that excess drip off. You don't need any extra egg in the breadcrumbs. It's a very important step. So it's great to use shallow bowls for these. You got greater surface area. You can work in it more. It's easier to get out rather than trying to dig in to a deep bowl. We're always keeping an eye on this. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. We are right at 350, perfect temperature. Press it down a little bit, shake off the excess, see? Now we're cooking here. All right, continue breading your ravioli in the breadcrumbs using the Feb station. I got some ready to go back here. Beautiful. Look at these. Our ravioli is coated, good to go. We're looking at our oil. I am spot on at 350. That is where you want to be. What I like to do is place anything I'm deep frying into a spider. You got to have a spider. We know it's working because it immediately starts going. This is a lot of oil, so we can do all these at once here. What you do not want to do is grab a handful of this and kerplunk it in there. Please do not do that. Big pot of oil over an open flame. You want to really be safe. Start moving these around. There's not much to cook. There's no raw meat in here. We're just really crisping these ravioli up. So literally, this takes about 2 to 3 minutes till it's golden brown, totally crispy. One of my very first jobs was in the city of Chicago. We have a big food festival called Taste of Chicago every year. And I would work for this Italian restaurant called Tuscany, making Italian beef sandwiches, Italian sausage sandwiches, and fried ravioli. We would keep a little boat swimming in marinara sauce at our stations at all time. You sell one, you eat one. You sell one, you eat one. It wasn't good for my waistline, but the memory is awesome. So you do want to make sure they're spaced out, not crowded. They're already seasoned, so we really don't need to hit them with any more salt. They need some time to cool down. We got another batch going here. Dip it in there nice and gently. These aren't too sticky, so we can do this all at once. Look at that. Before you start moving into there, let it set up in your fry oil. Then you can kind of start moving it around to make sure we are good to go. Let's talk dipping sauces, because this is not everything. So I got a whole plethora of dipping sauces. Obviously, red sauce, marinara. How about some fresh pesto, right? Store-bought pesto. Ranch dressing. And then we got Alfredo sauce, cheesy, creamy sauce. How about some Caesar? We got that in there. And of course, some Baca sauce. All right, this is almost perfect. You can see, right? They're starting to float to the top. So this is one of the instances where I don't recommend making your own pasta from scratch. This is a perfect use for those frozen or, fresh, prepackaged, ready-made ravioli. All right, let's plate. While they're hot, now's the time you want to shut off your oil. And another little tidbit, if you're paying attention and you care about deep frying, and you often deep fry like myself, you can't really cool down oil. If it does get too hot, which is easy to do, the smartest thing to do to kind of temper the temperature and bring it down quickly is to add some fresh, non-hot oil in there. Here we go. Hot rabs. Now we're gonna plate these so nice. You hear that? Wait, shh, I'm gonna get my mic. So crispy, so crispy. Hit it with a little bit of that parm, give it a dusting, and then that parsley we chopped for a little extra color. Now the only other thing you must do is choose which dipping sauce. I'm gonna start with the triple hopscotch, which is Baca sauce into Alfredo sauce into marinara. Your options are as endless as your dipping sauces and, of course, the inside of your ravioli. It's gooey inside, but it's also crispy and golden brown on the outside. Hope you guys had as much fun as I did breading and deep frying this toasted ravioli. We'll see you guys next time.